Saint of the Day. August 2nd. Saint Eusebius of Vercelli. Bishop and Confessor. Born, March 2nd, 283 Sardinia. Died, August 1st, 371, aged 88, Vercelli, Piedmont. Venerated in Roman Catholic Church. Feast, August 2nd. Patronage, Vercelli. Eusebius of Vercelli was a bishop from Sardinia and is counted as a saint. Along with Athanasius, he affirmed the divinity of Jesus against Arianism. Biographical selection. Eusebius, 283–371, was a native of Sardinia, Italy. His father was said to have died a martyr. After that, his mother moved to Rome, where Eusebius spent his childhood and became a lector. Later, he went to Vercelli, in the Piedmont, where he served the church so well that he was chosen to be the first bishop of the city. He took part in a council in Milan in 355, convened by Emperor Constantius, who was at Arles in Gaul. Supported by the emperor, the Arian bishops planned to condemn Saint Athanasius as a heretic at this synod. Saint Eusebius, along with Saint Dionysius, strongly opposed this unjust condemnation. The emperor tried to oblige Saint Eusebius to sign it, but he vehemently refused. As a result, he was sent into exile, first to Scythopolis in Palestine. There he was persecuted by the Arian bishop Petrophilus, who ordered Saint Eusebius to be imprisoned and denied him food for some time. The Arians also dragged him half-naked through the streets, mocking and insulting him. Later, he was exiled to Cappadocia and then, finally, to Thebes in Upper Egypt. During all these trials he remained militant in defense of the true faith, corresponding with other bishops and exhorting them to be faithful. When Constantius died in the year 361, the new emperor Julian allowed all the exiled prelates to return to their sees. Saint Eusebius went to Alexandria to consult with Saint Athanasius about convoking a synod, which in 362 was held there under their joint leadership. At its close, he went to Antioch and Illyricum, confirming in the faith those who were wavering and bringing back those who had gone astray. In 363 he returned to Italy, where he assisted the zealous champion of the fight against Arianism in the Western Church, Saint Hilary of Poitiers. Finally, he returned to Vercelli after a long absence, where he died on August 1, 371. Because of the sufferings for the faith he endured during his life, the Church honors him with the title of martyr. Comments. The Church considered Saint Eusebius a martyr even though he did not die as such. The selection mentions some of his sufferings. He endured moral and physical suffering of all kinds, pressure from the emperor, insults from the Arian bishops, exile and persecution. He was dragged through the streets, thrown in jail, and left without food. He faced an organized campaign of calumnies and persecutions that transformed his life into one of ignominy, a true martyrdom. We see in his life the ferocity of the enemies of the Church against those who truly serve her. This gives us a criterion to discern who is a true son of the Church. Unfortunately, we do not always recognize who is a true son of the Church. Our Lord said in the Gospel that the sons of darkness are shrewder and more astute than the sons of light. But there is a pattern that the sons of darkness always instinctively follow that we can discern. When they praise someone in the Catholic ranks, this person is not good. When they attack someone on the Catholic front, we have to distinguish if it is a tactic to give prestige to one of their allies, or if it is an attack to destroy. In the latter case, we can be sure that the assailed person is good. If we make these distinctions carefully, we can discern who is good or bad. But generally speaking, when a person is attacked by the sons of darkness, it is because he is good. The life of Saint Eusebius is a clear example of this rule. He was a man with many qualities and virtues that deserved all praise. Instead, after the first phase of his life in Vercelli, he was hated with ferocity because he was a true son of the Church. His life also shows us that the enemies do not hate us for our defects. They don't care about defects. They hate us because we represent the light, and they hate light, truth, virtue, and goodness. They do not admire any of our qualities or virtues. They hate them insofar as they serve the good cause. They only make eulogies of us when they want to buy us. I remember a very good Catholic whose spiritual life began to decline. When he would meet some enemy of the Church, he would receive eulogies. After many such praises from different persons, he, who knew this rule well, commented to me, "I must be in a bad state because I am receiving eulogies from the sons of darkness." He realized his misstep and returned to the good path. Another lesson we can take from the life and death of Saint Eusebius is how the Church recognizes that moral sufferings can be equal or superior to martyrdom. In the history of the martyrs, we are rightfully impressed reading about such terrible sufferings as being delacerated and devoured by a lion, tiger, or panther. When I visited the Colosseum, I was shown the small prison where martyrs spent their last night before entering the arena. They spent the night there praying and waiting for morning when they would be a spectacle for the populace. The prison was near the cages of the beasts so that all night the famished animals could smell the human flesh and snarl in anticipation of eating them. It was terrible suffering. In day-to-day life, however, there are tragic and most difficult sufferings that can be compared to those of the martyrs in the Colosseum. Indeed, for one to be ridiculed by his own family and friends because he is a Catholic who does not compromise, to be criticized by the clergy as unfaithful when he is fighting against progressivism to save the Church, to be despised by his supervisors and set aside in his career because he is a counter-revolutionary, these are some of the moral sufferings we are called to support. To bear this day after day, year after year, without making concessions to error and the revolution, can be compared to martyrdom. We have to endure many of these sufferings during our lives. We should remember that it is proper for an apostle to undergo torments comparable to what the martyrs suffered in the Colosseum. To be an apostle of the counter-revolution implies torments that can be compared to those of martyrdom. We should love this martyrdom and value it as the greatest honor of our lives. Because it is through suffering that our blood can be mixed with the infinitely precious blood of our Lord to assist in the salvation of souls. Therefore, we should understand that it is normal for Our Lady to send us sufferings. It is also understandable that these sufferings at times be terrible. When they come, we should have prepared our souls so that we are not shocked or surprised. We should be ready to accept the great moral sufferings to be faithful to Our Lady. Let us ask Saint Eusebius to give us the grace to understand the value of this moral martyrdom and to give us an enthusiasm for it. Except for prayer, there is nothing more valuable in life than suffering.